So I thought I'd give the boys a little bit of a Halloween treat, or fall treat, since corn isn't exactly a Halloween thing, that's just a fall thing. But I've got some corn on the cob on a little skewer here for them. And then I also got them a pumpkin. I've seen people post like their rats actually hollowing out a pumpkin and like using it as a hide for a little while. So I got them a decent sized one, like a pie pumpkin. And then I cut a little notch out to kind of get them started, and they've already been chewing on it. And I thought I'd leave it in there for like, I don't know, I'll check on him tomorrow and maybe the day after. You know, I'm not going to leave it in there long enough for it to get gross or anything, but just give him something fun to chew on and stuff. And they've kind of all been crawling all over it and investigating it, so I thought that would be something fun for them to do. Yeah, see here we've got Gray kind of hunting around, checking it out. So, oops, can't really even see. I was not holding the camera in a good angle, sorry. But yeah, he's taking some nibbles, so I thought that would give them a little bit of fun and enrichment, especially since I'm not really gonna be able to spend a lot of time with them tomorrow. So that'll give them something to do while I'm at work tomorrow and tomorrow evening. So, and then I also at the dollar store bought these I've seen other people do this where they're like these 99-cent, like, I'm not really sure what they are, like bowls or plate holders, but it's just plastic with like little spiders on it. And I got 2 of them and I just zip tied them together. It's like horrible to see in here right now, sorry. My cage is so busy you can't see anything in it, but see, this is one and it's got like a spider up top. And then there's another one and I zip tied it around the corners to make it more of like a enclosed hammock rather than just like an open one. And then since it is so open on the bottom, I put a towel in here, and that's just hanging in here like a hammock. And I took out some of the other hammocks that were in here so I could wash them while I've got this stuff. So yeah, nothing too crazy. I haven't really done much for Halloween, but I thought, you know, they could have a little treat, a little pumpkin, little corn. They're all very excited about the corn. I'm not sure if they've really figured out the pumpkin yet. Ugh, one of my ropes is hanging too low and tends to get caught when I try to open the cage. Hi, Hobgoblin. What do you think, little man? What are you doing? It was also very big of a pain to get this up here because they were all trying to crawl in it while I was trying to hang it up. So they were all over me and all over it, and they were like trapping each other in it because they were stepping on the top and like closing the gaps. And so it was a whole thing, and just from hanging that up I am like sweating up a storm. So that's been fun. Somebody's just digging around in all this newspaper in this box that I've got for them. But yeah, they've been ramming around while I've been trying to deal with that. I also earlier in the week did something I saw someone do where they had a cardboard egg carton, not a styrofoam one, and I filled it with like newspaper and food and treats and zip tied it to the side of the cage so that they could kind of forage using it. And they've gotten all the food and everything out, but they can still chew on it, so I'm leaving it in there for now. But they've already put a sizable dent in the corn, and they haven't really even spent that much time back in the cage. And then you can kind of see they've done some burrowing in here in this little digging box. They haven't done a ton of like downward burrowing that I can tell, but that's okay. And I mean that crinkle paper I've found seems to pack down really easily, so like the more they walk around on top of it, I feel like the more it just gets packed down and they can't really dig around in it. They seem to enjoy this, like, this is a mixture of the crinkle paper and newspaper, but this also isn't in their cage, so they're not in there all the time, so it doesn't get packed down as easily. But they seem to have fun in there. And that's only like half full, because I haven't refilled it in a while. I cleaned out a bunch of the dirty newspaper. Oh, we're out of focus. And then I've got a little tube leading in that they don't really ever use, but they've still got their little popsicle house. It's kind of a huge mess in here, which when isn't it? But they've got more newspaper and crinkle paper in that little bin right there that they hang around in. Yeah, and then I did add, I did the same kind of thing with the dollar store plate things, the Halloween things for these guys. So that's, well, they already finished the little bit of corn I gave them. And I gave them a baby pumpkin. I'll have to film more once I get the other guys put away. But this in kind of in lieu of a hammock to kind of slowly add more things to their cage so that we can continue to work on like me reaching for them with more things in the cage. So that's kind of the next step up. So it's still a work in progress, but they're doing better and better all the time. So once I get the other guys put away, I'll show you more of that hammock because it's more open so you can actually see what I did as opposed to the one that's in the big cage where you can't really see anything because it's too busy in there. So, and I can show you the little itty bitty baby pumpkin I gave them, which it looks like they've already done some nibbling on. So I think they're enjoying their little Halloween surprise. I'm gonna go scatter some food in the big cage to get all the main cage boys back in. That seems to work pretty well as I'm getting them to go back in the cage. But they are having fun out here, so. Okay, so the other guys are all put away. So you can kind of see better what I did with these. They've already completely finished the corn I gave them. I didn't give them as much since there's only 2 of them, but you can see it's Halloween themed, and I just put some newspaper in this one since I didn't really have an extra towel when I put this one together, and then I gave them this teeny little pumpkin that they've already kind of been snacking on. Again, I only gave them 2 since there's only, or a little one since there's only 2 of them, but they're doing good. I wasn't able to pick up Trouble today since he kind of has been hiding more because again, he likes to hide under things, so having this as something he can hide under has kind of been difficult. I probably should have put it further back, but I don't really want to waste the heavy duty zip ties I used to hang it there, so I may leave it there and continue to try and work with him. But ideally I should have put it like more back in the corner so that he couldn't like be at the front of the cage and also be hiding under something. But I'm just trying to add a little bit more to it because he does this, but if I reach, he retreats back into this wooden hide here. So yeah, these guys are doing pretty good. I'm gonna give them some more food so that they're not filling up on pumpkin and they're getting some good stuff too. Decker is still doing really well. Haven't really had an issue with him since I put this in, but hi Trouble. Hi Trouble Man. They are very curious about my phone, always. Let's see if he'll take a little treat. What do we got? Let's give you something good. How about this? Alright, well I'm going to give these guys the rest of their food, finish filling up their water, and go to bed. I'm hot and sweaty and tired from hanging up that hammock in there. But hopefully they'll enjoy their little fall treats and have some fun. Looks like Decker's over there scavenging. I did sprinkle a little bit of food earlier, but I want to make sure they have plenty, so I'll give them another little scattering. Yeah, these guys are also, they got scatter fed, so they're mostly checking out their offerings. So I think everyone's kind of settling in for the night. I think he wants to come out, but he doesn't want me to hold him, which is the problem. Yeah, he shies away, so I'm just gonna close the cage for tonight. I'm trying not to be greedy or demand like, oh, you have to let me pick you up every single day. Like, that's not, the purpose. The purpose is to build trust, so I'm not trying to force the issue by saying like, oh, I I will pick you up and you will let me. If they're really not feeling it, you know, I mean, I did add something new, so I feel like I kind of gotta lower my expectations again, rather than expecting them to just be at the same level they were before when I changed things. So I've added a new element to the equation, so now I kind of need to back up a step and lower my criteria for them. So we'll keep working on it, but we'll just have to keep pushing forward, and hopefully before we know it, they'll be in the big cage with everybody else and having a good time. But yeah, and sorry I didn't really get much good pumpkin footage. They were kind of distracted by the corn and by being in free roam, and I was distracted trying to hang the hammock. So I didn't really get much good footage, but tomorrow I'll come down and film and the damage so we can see how far they get. So I'll probably tack that on to the end of this to show kind of how they do, how they like their pumpkin. There's a better angle of my spider hammock in there, but gonna leave them be for the night. That's all I got. So just doing a quick follow-up on the boys and their little Halloween treats. These guys, all I can find that's left of their little baby pumpkin is over here. And on the big cage, they've hollowed out their pumpkin completely, which is kind of what I thought they'd do. So it looks like they've had a lot of fun with that. Of course, they're all very eager to come out, but they made a bit of a mess, but I think they had a good time. Looks like they got some good enrichment out of it, so I'm happy. It served its purpose. It was well worth the couple bucks I spent on it. I might leave it in there for maybe another day or so to let them kind of keep nibbling on it, but I'm not going to leave it in there too long just because I don't want it to get gross or anything. Yeah, so I think they had a good little Halloween. I hope everybody else has a good Halloween too.